say a bunch of words with S in them.
How about science?
Suzuki.
Suzuki.
How's that?
Like classic Ravi fashion, he was like, I'm making a show with David Suzuki. I don't have a plan. Like, I think we're gonna just ask them some questions. Just come with me. You ask any Canadian who David Suzuki is, they know who David Suzuki is. Nobody knows who Tara Cullis is. We spent weeks and months actually interviewing them and recording those interviews. And it was like every time you asked a question, a story started to unfold. And we're like, there's something there. There's something between these two people that we need to find a way to capture. So this idea of love started to bubble up and this idea of like loving the planet.
And in January 2019, we meet in Vancouver to write a play. And I thought we would spend all of our time talking about science, but the whole time I couldn't stop thinking about love.
What if we could learn to love the planet the way that David and Tara love each other, or the way that we love the people who are closest to us? Would we change? Because when you love somebody, you'll do anything to protect them.
It's the emotional response that said to me, theater really touches people in a more profound way.
It's taking us into a different space in people's minds and possibilities of threads of meaning that wouldn't appear otherwise.
The environmental crisis is not just a scientific, logical issue. We've got to touch people's hearts.
What You Want to for Love is a show that's all about connection. Two couples have an intergenerational conversation about what it means to be in the world today, in a world that is facing incredible ecological crisis.
There's a lot of access in being able to talk about the person that you love. It's less about climate activism, it's about the access point for an audience member to get into their own activism.
I felt that, as David did, that we tried everything else, and it was important to really take advantage of this wonderful opportunity that had just walked through the door and see if that might propel us a little further into people's consciousness than we had already managed to achieve.
Thanks for having
Let's
me.
make it the best.
Yeah, let's make it the best.
Actors go.
I get credit for what is the work of literally dozens and dozens of people. And Tara, of course, is by far the most important person. She is the brains behind me.
Tara, you started the David Suzuki Foundation?
He says I dragged him into it.
It was your idea.
Well, yeah, he was going around telling everybody bad news all the time, and everyone...
It kind of flips your idea of who you think David Suzuki is on its head, because suddenly you see him in relationship to his wife, and discovering Tara feels like a very why not take on a David Suzuki show.
We're heading to the Ritz-Carlton for this event. It's crazy, you know, like the fact that Mark Carney is coming to talk to David Suzuki, like that's surreal.
So appreciate you being here, man. It's awesome.
We were able to connect the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, with David in a conversation about some of the themes in the show.
Tonight's subject, the land, the planet, our future and our relationship to it.
And that's one example of the way that our work, like What You Want to for Love, or other projects that have activations in the communities that we visit, ripple out beyond the walls of the theater.
The way we see the world shapes the way we behave and act towards it.
We have the power within us to change what we value.
We have to touch people's heads and hearts, and that's what theater does.